I wasn't playing when I said I was a rich bitch. Oh, what she saying? Money too loud, ho, I missed it. You ain't got no bag, feeding my ass, bitch, that's don't play that shit.
Hey y'all, so I had another story time, and this one is my labor and delivery story time. It's crazy as hell, but anyway, here it goes. So first off, I went past my freaking due date, and I was so annoyed. But most people told me that 9 times out of 10 it was gonna happen because a lot of first-time mothers go past their due date. Ugh, I did not want that. But anyways, so I went past my due date, and I was miserable as hell in the end. Like the beginning, it was peaches and cream. Like no morning sickness, none of that stuff. Like it was just normal. Only thing, I was just really tired and mean. I was mean as a bitch. But other than that, it was cool. Like, I was active. I was still working, doing hair. I was still small. Like I was carrying the baby really, really good in the beginning. Man, that last like month or two, I blew up. I mean, I gained so much weight. It was so crazy. I'm like, where did this weight come from? But anyway, so I started getting a little desperate once I went past my due date because I was miserable. It had gotten to a point where I couldn't get any sleep because she was just, maybe she was uncomfortable, was no room, or she was just so active, and now I could just feel everything. So I wasn't getting no sleep, stressed out, no sleep, mean bitch. So that was me at the end of my pregnancy. And so I started reaching out to people and asking, like, what the hell can I do? I was looking on Google. I was looking on YouTube. I'm looking like, what can I do to get myself to go into labor? So people had told me about this mommy tea or labor tea, whatever. I tried that. I looked up videos on the castor oil. I ain't even gonna flex. I considered it, but after watching some of that shit, I'm like, ugh, no, I can't do that. So I didn't do the castor oil, but I did try the mommy tea, and I mean, I'm drinking the hell out that shit. Like, every day I'm drinking however many cups they said, because I'm like, yes, she needs to come out. Didn't work. I'm laying down one day, decide I'm going to take a nap. Then I just started feeling these cramps, but they were so mild. Like I was like, this don't really hurt, but am I in labor? Like, you know, first time mom, new to this shit. I ain't know what was going on. So I just lay there and I see if I have any more contractions. So it happened again. So I'm like, let me download this timer so I can keep up with them. So I did that, and I think they had gotten to like 9 minutes and some change or something. I know it says something about 10 minutes apart or less than 10 minutes apart. You might want to start packing your bags and go to the hospital. So I get up, I'm like, well, let me take a shower and all that. And so while I'm taking a shower, the contractions getting a little bit closer. I'm like, oh shit. So then I get out, and I guess my mucus plug fell out or something like that with a little blood. TMI, I know. But so I guess that happened. So I decided to call a nurse line because I'm like, oh wow, I know online it said if you see blood, you might want to get to the hospital. So I called the nurse line. I'm telling her what's going on. She's like, girl, get your stuff and get here. So I'm like, oh shit, my heart started beating, and like, oh my gosh, this is really happening. Oh fuck, I'm about to die. Like, I'm thinking all this type of shit, but I'm excited too because I'm ready to get it over with. And so baby daddy's at work, like always, works all day every day. But anyways, so I tell him about it and all of that, and I'm like, well, I ain't even in no real great pain, so I'm just gonna drive. The hospital is literally a hop skip away from my house, so I'm like, I'm just gonna go there on my own and you can just come. So that was what went on. So y'all, so funny. I get the stuff in the car and everything. Only thing on my mind is food. I'm like, people say you better eat, because you ain't gonna get to eat for long. You ain't gonna get to eat or whatever. So I'm thinking, shit, I need to get my last meal in. So I'm talking to my homegirl at the time, and closest thing to me was McDonald's. So I pulled up to McDonald's. I got my little food, and I make my way to the hospital. Get out, I'm walking in. The contractions seemed like they was getting closer, but they wasn't like hurting. I'm like, what the hell is going on? You know, like, I'm still functioning, but they're coming more frequent, but it's not real pain. So anyway, I'm walking. A client of mine drives by. Mind you, she works there. She's like, girl, what are you doing? I'm like, I'm in labor. She's like, what? And you just walking and chilling and cool like that? I'm like, yeah. So anyway, she goes, and I make my way inside the hospital, get in there. Everything, I'm thinking this thing gonna go smooth, because I'm like, shoot, these contractions ain't nothing. I might, you know, might do it natural. So they get me situated in the bed and all that stuff. Baby daddy shows up. We're laying there. Boom. It's going smooth so far. I got the TV, the remote. I'm chilling. Contractions started getting closer and a little bit stronger, but they were where I could breathe through them. So I just remember all the little videos and all the coaching I received about just breathe through the contractions. So I'm like, okay, well, it's where I can just breathe through them. So that's what I'm doing. I'm chilling, watching TV, breathing through the contractions. I'm on social media, blah, blah, blah. Cool. Oh, y'all, I left out an important part. Right before my due date, like a week or two before my due date, I had only dilated like 1 centimeter, but I could not get past that 1 centimeter. I was stuck there. So, okay. So back to me just chilling, breathing through my contractions and all of that. And time was going by, you know, and they're checking me. Ugh, the checking me part just blew the fuck out of me. This hospital was torturing me. Okay, so I have one lady. She's like, well, let's see how far you dilated. She's shoving her 2 fingers up there. Then she goes, oh, this is Dr. So-and-so. She's going to check you too. So she's shoving her 2 fingers up there. That's 2 people just shoving the out of me, you know. And I'm getting annoyed because, for one, they're aggressive as fuck. And they just shoving. I'm like, this is not feeling okay. Like, you know what I'm saying? I'm trying to be cool, but I'm ready to spaz, because not only am I having contractions, but bitch, y'all are shoving y'all fingers aggressively up my shit. Like, this is not it. So, you know, they do that. They leave out there. Then they start rotating me from side to side. Then in comes the labor ball, or whatever the hell you want to call it, peanut. They bring that in. I do that. You know, here comes another shoving session, and still stuck at, I think I had went up to like 3 or 4 centimeters by then. So I'm like, okay, maybe we're making a little progress. So I'm still, you know, breathing through the contractions. Hours have gone by at this point. They did give me some food, so I was thankful. They did let me eat. And so I ate again. And yeah, back to that. So time goes by, you know, they come back in, and the 2 people shoving my ass again, and I'm still stuck at 4 centimeters. Now, mind you, I never went past that. Couldn't get past that. Hours went by more. Now it's nighttime, because I think when I got to the hospital, it was like 2 or 3 o'clock in that day. Now it's that night. And I'm still 4 centimeters. They're like, we're just gonna start upping your Pitocin and see if that speeds it up. Oh, they had broke my water and all that. then that shit caused me to catch an infection. I had an infection and a fever or whatever. So I'm thinking, y'all, I start panicking because I'm like, wait a minute, fever, like all this shit. I'm thinking these motherfuckers gave me corona. So I'm panicking, I'm getting mad. I'm like, y'all, I didn't come here with all this shit. What the hell do you mean infection? Whatever the fuck, you know. I'm thinking, what the hell happening? Like, y'all, I ain't come in with all this shit. I'm thinking I got corona, so I'm spazzing out. They're like, oh, no. It just happened probably because your water's been broken all day. And I'm like, and I'm thinking to myself, it's probably because y'all been shoving y'all damn shit up me in the most aggressive way, and I just been wide open, like, you know. But I calmed down a little bit after that, but I was really annoyed at that point. Like, I was over it. Like, by then I had been in pain for 12 freaking hours, y'all. 12 hours straight. No epidural, no drugs, no none of that. Just straight pain. 12 hours. So I'm getting desperate. Baby daddy, no help. He's just laying his ass there on the couch, not doing shit, not saying shit, not helping, nothing. I had to call my parents back home, my dad and my mom. First it was my mom. I'm like, Mom, you gotta call this hospital. They is trying to torture me. They keep up in my Pitocin, y'all. The baby's heart rate had started going up, so she was stressed out in there, all of that. And I'm thinking to myself, why don't y'all just cut that? At this point, I didn't want a C-section, but at that point I was like, why don't y'all just cut the baby out? So they didn't want to do that. They're like, no, we're just gonna keep, you know, doing this and doing this. But y'all, I was dying. It was 12 hours in pain. The baby was stressed out. I'm stressed out. I'm calling my parents. I'm like, you know, mad as fuck. My mom's calling the hospital. I got her calling the hospital way from California. My parents are all the way in California, and they're nowhere near me. But yeah, that's what went on. An hour more goes by. Then I guess they finally gave in and said, okay, we're gonna give her the C-section. Oh, I'm thanking God at this point. So I'm nervous as hell because that big ass needle. Everybody knows them epidural stories are just like horror stories, but I'm like, fuck it, this pain, I'd rather get the big needle than to keep dealing with this shit. So I get my epidural, that goes fine. And then in comes the lady. She's like, oh, well, I'm just about to make you feel real comfortable before you get your C-section. And I guess that's the drug part. So she's drugging me the fuck up, like, and pinching me in certain areas, trying to see if I can feel pain. Eventually I go numb. No, I can't feel anything. But y'all, when I say she must have pumped so much shit in me, my body swelled up. I was big as a fucking whale, like, and I couldn't see my body, but under the sheet that was over me, I could see something just bulging. I'm like, what the fuck is just sitting up like that? Y'all, it was my fucking legs. I was so swole, I started having a panic attack because I've never been that big, never seen myself that big, none of that. This is all happening while they're pushing me to the C-section area. So y'all, I'm having hot flashes. I'm just panic attack. I'm flipping out in the damn bed. I'm telling the doctor, like, y'all, I started feeling nauseous. I'm going through the most. And they just pushing my ass to the, I tell the doctor, I feel so nauseous. I can't do this. Y'all, I felt so fucking drugged, so fucking high. Like, it was crazy. This man gives me more drugs. He says, oh, this is going to help with the nausea, blah, 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 blah. So, yeah, it helped for a second. But then by the time I got to the damn C-section room, I'm feeling sick all over the fuck again. But this time, they put me up, put me in position. I guess they start doing their job. While they're doing their job, all of a sudden, I feel like I just gotta throw up. I'm telling the man, oh my God, I think I'm about to throw up. It's coming. I feel so bad, blah, 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 blah. Like, oh, I left that apart. Y'all, I was so high off the drugs, I was falling in and out of sleep the whole way there. So trying to communicate to him that I was nauseous and all that shit, I was doing it falling in and out of sleep. What the fuck? So then fast forward back to where they're doing their work and I'm feeling like I gotta throw up. So I tell the doctor, oh my gosh, it's coming. I'm about to barf my life away. I can't fucking hold it. Whatever. They get the barf back. Ugh. This is the whole time while they're trying to cut my baby out. So I get the throw up out, lay back down, but y'all, I'm still so motherfucking high. I don't know what the hell going on. And I just felt so just hot and just out of it. And the doctor had gave me some towels to put on my forehead, but the towels had failed, y'all. So I'm trying to reach in front of me thinking I'm picking up the towels. No, I'm picking up the curtain that is covering me from seeing my guts out, everything just open. The doctor rushes over there. The shit was so funny, it startled me, because he's like, oh no, you can't do that. Don't do that. Y'all, I don't know what I would have done had I just seen all my shit sitting out or all that blood, or I don't know. That shit was funny as hell. I'm like, oh shit, my bad. So he gets the towels, everything. So then they're like, it might feel a little uncomfortable. They're about to get her out. Y'all, when I say felt like a tug, I could just hear like, doom, doom. Like it was just, and I'm just like making all these faces because it doesn't hurt, but it's just weird, feeling weird as fuck. So, it felt like they was tugging and she kept going back. Like my daughter did not want to come out, y'all. I think she was eating in there so good because I was eating steaks and shit. The restaurant, I was eating so good my whole pregnancy. She was warm, she was fed, she didn't want to come out. But I'm like, a C-section? Like they're pulling and you're not coming. But that's how it felt, like a yank, like, you know. But then eventually they got her out. I heard them say, she's out. All this hair, blah, blah, blah. I couldn't even get excited because I was so high, like, so out of it that all I could say was, So then when they brought her, they get her or whatever, prepare her, bring her over, and he's holding her, and he's like, here she is. But all I could say was, because I'm so freaking weak and out of it. Threw up, I had been through the most. But y'all, when I say I got to that recovery room, and I started feeling better, y'all, I don't know, I was smiling from ear to ear, y'all. I was so high, I was in there thanking everybody. Thank you, yes. And then all of a sudden, I'm like, where's the food? I want to eat. Can I eat? They're like, no, because you just threw up. I'm like, I feel perfectly fine. I don't want no more Jell-O. Don't bring me no more Jell-O. I want food. So that's what I did. But y'all, I thought I would never make it out through that pregnancy alive. I thought I was gonna die. It was the most crazy experience ever and painful ever. So after going through all of that, I just don't know if I want to have any more kids. But I just wanted to share that story, and if there's any other moms out there that have stories, I would love to hear about y'all's. But hopefully y'all enjoyed this funny little story time of mine. So I'm about to get gone, but I'll see y'all next time. Please like, comment, and subscribe, and yeah.